Proposals had been made to sell 40% of the shares of West Coast Company, which owns the 350 megawatt Yugadanvi power plant currently operating in Keravalapitia, to a company called New Fortress Energy Inc. of the United States. In addition, it was proposed to award the project for the construction and maintenance of the floating storage and pipeline for the supply of liquefied natural gas to the same company.
The cabinet paper was presented on the 6th of September 2021. When this cabinet paper was approved, none of the ministers had a copy of this cabinet paper. None of them had seen this, but the cabinet of ministers approved this. They approved the cabinet paper and said that the agreement for the sale of shares and the purchase will be signed and then presented to the cabinet of ministers for approval. But you have to approve after you sign the agreement. The agreement has been signed. So what really happened here? On the night of the 17th, this historic agreement had been signed. The agreement was signed 6 minutes after midnight. They are signing an agreement that impacts the country at midnight on a Friday. The foreigner who came to sign the agreement boards a flight and travels back to America in the morning. Afterwards, Gotabaya Rajapaksa traveled to the United States. That is what happened. Are these people owls to sign agreements at midnight? Are they nocturnal creatures? The owner of the power supply system in the country will decide on which government will come into power in the future. We have handed over this matter to our legal team as we are planning on filing legal action against this. Remember, we are in the middle of a pandemic. People cannot go out on the streets. These leaders are taking decisions that would adversely affect our country.
ගුහාගත කරමින් රටට අහිතකර තීන්දුව తీරන මේ පාලකයන් ගනිමින් තිබෙනවා.
මම දැක්කා ඔහු කියනවා
I saw him saying that there is oil worth $200 billion in Sri Lanka, and that is the only way that Sri Lanka can be made a developed country. In the midst of all of this, we see Basil Rajapaksa getting approval to sign a contract to supply LNG to existing power plants in the island, and then to all other power plants after they have been converted to an American company called New Fortress. They say that they have also agreed to sell off 40% of the Keravalapitia West Coast or the Yugadanavi power plant. There is a contradiction here. If LNG has been found in MENA, there will be no demand for it through this New Fortress deal.
මේ New Fortress ගනුදෙනුවෙන් කියලා.
එක පැත්තකින් මේක බලශක්ති ස්වෛරීත්වයට ප්‍රශ්නයක්.
On one hand, this is an issue to our energy sovereignty. After that happens, to simply switch on a light bulb in our house, we will have to agree to all political influences and military moves of the United States. 1/3 of the entire oil distribution operation was handed over to India. 109 acres of land was filled in Mutturajavela, and a Chinese power plant is being constructed there right now. It will be United States, China and India that makes all the decisions on the supply of power in Sri Lanka. This is taking place completely outside Parliament. These things are more dangerous than the pandemic. Basil Rajapaksa, who is a dual citizen, will run back to his own country. After he leaves, the officials will be stuck here. So we would like to ask these officials not to get involved in this and not to sign off on these matters.
මේවට මැදිහත් වෙන්න එපා, මේවට අස්සම් කරන්න එපා.